Hello and welcome to the first part of the first responder bundle. This video we're going to be looking at the Nobel Class, and I do promise to try and restrain with the knock jokes. As usual, we'll be looking at the Vanity shields available from the Dilithium store. These are available during certain events of the year. We'll also be looking at the Zen store as well. The chapters for the video are listed in the description down below. And I'm changing things slightly again with this video. So I have found another ship customizer that has better lighting. So you shouldn't get blinded by the light hull in this video. So the first shield we shall have a look at is the Alliance Vanity shield. This is part of the Khitomer Alliance bundle in the Zen store, and is currently the only shield available in the Zen store. In the Khitomer Alliance bundle, you get the shield, the Khitomer Alliance uniform, and an upgrade. So we'll have a look at the shield. We have this white hull material. We have some grey hull material as well, and you can see some of the gold hull material there. And we also have this red stripe as well. Looking at the deflectors, and we have this cyan colour. As we look at the rear, for the impulse engine, we have this colour spectrum going from red through orange, white as well there. And you can make out the gold shading on the underside here, and also at the rear. For the nacelles, we have that cyan colour again. And you'll notice that the Bizarre Collector has remained this orange colour. That's because this model has an animation effect, so the Bizarre Collector will not change colour. Looking at the side, again, more of the gold shading there, some more of that grey, and more of the red lines there as well. As we look down from the top, some more touches of the grey hull material there, a bit more of that cyan lighting, and some more of the gold shading there as well. Then on the underside, a bit more of the gold, and some more of the grey there, and more of that red line, and this little circle of the gold hull material. Now we come to the Dilithium store Vanity shields. The first one up is the Baul Vanity shield. So I have this black hull material. You can see a bit of this etched pattern just at the front here. We'll have this dull cyan colouring and a bit of a pattern there for the deflector arrays. See the red stripe there really does stand out quite nicely against that black hull material. For the impulse engine, we've got this lovely red. See a bit more of that cyan lighting there at the rear. The cell colours that dull cyan again. As we look down, we can see some more of that etched design within the hull material itself. And we've got the same here on the underside. Next, we are looking at the Borg Vanity shield. So this shield gives your vessel the look of a liberated Borg vessel, not the assimilated kind. So we have this grey hull material, and you can see a pattern effect with the hull plating. Got this lovely blue design for the deflector arrays. We see the blue there for the impulse engine. Then we can see some of this blue and this gold lighting. So this is sections of the hull that are missing their hull plates and have exposed conduits, and that's the associated lighting with that hull material. We have the blue there for the nacelle. We can see some more of this exposed conduit hull material here on the side. Then we have a touch more of that conduit effect there on the top. The blinking white light there. And a bit more of that exposed conduit effect there on the underside. This is the Discovery Vanity Shield. So this shield has two different visual effects depending on what faction you are aligned with. For Federation aligned characters, you get this look that we're seeing on the screen. It is meant to represent the look of Starfleet vessels from Season 1 of Discovery. And we'll have a look at the Klingon aligned next. So we have a two-tone hull material here, and you can see this pattern effect here in the lighter grey material. We have white for the deflector with this blue pattern on it. We have a red impulse engine there with a honeycomb pattern. We have blue there for the nacelles. Then we have this bit of white and blue pattern effect here as well. And if I look down, we've got some more blue illuminated circles and more of the two-tone for the hull material. And we're the same here on the underside. So this is the Discovery Vanity Shield on a Klingon aligned character. So we've got this brown hull material, and you can see quite a lot of shapes with the pattern to that material. We have this orange, yellow and white effect here to the deflector arrays. Got this very light yellow and white with this pattern to the impulse engine there. We've got this pattern effect with the orange through yellow and into white there for the nacelles. There you can see all the various shapes to that pattern effect on the hull material there. And we're the same there on the underside. This is the Emperor's Vanity Shield. So we have this dark grey hull material. You can see some of these blue illuminated dots that are throughout the hull material, kind of like a star field. We have this lovely orange effect here for the deflector arrays. That cyan lighting there for the impulse engines. Again, more of that blue illuminated dot effect there at the rear. Then we have this yellow for the nacelles. And then we can see some of this purple shading as part of the hull material as well. Looking down at the top, we've got the yellow illuminated circles, more of that purple shading, and then more of that blue illuminated dots covering the hull there. And the same on the underside, more of the purple shading and those blue illuminated dots as well there. Next we are looking at the Ferengi Vanity Shield. So we have this orange hull material that we've seen on the Ferengi vessels in TV shows. You can make out some of this rivet effect on the material. Then we have some gold and some grey as well. And this deep yellow deflector appearance. And that deep yellow there for the impulse engine, more of the gold and grey at the rear, and you see more of that rivet pattern as well. I've got the lighter yellow there for the nacelles. As I look down again, more of that rivet effect on the material, a bit of a pattern to the hull material as well, and more of the grey and gold there with the orange. And with the same there on the underside. Next up, it's the Hur'q Vanity Shield. So we have this pale green hull material with some purple shading. We have this patterned green effect there on the deflector arrays. Bit of a patterned green there to the impulse engines. Then we see this illuminated green pattern design there, and also going down the back of the ship there as well. More of that illuminated green pattern material there on the sides. And then we've got this green for the nacelles. And then we see a bit of this black shading, adding a bit of a pattern effect to the hull material. As I look down, again, more of that purple shading with that illuminated green pattern there as well. More of that black shading, giving that pattern effect to the hull material. And with the same here on the underside. Here is the Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield. So very similar to that of Discovery, where we have two different appearances depending on your faction alignment. The Federation one we're looking at just now gives a look of Starfleet vessels in the first reboot film. We can see with the grey hull material, and it's got quite a nice pattern effect to it. We have this blue design on the deflector arrays there, which is the same as the one seen on the Enterprise in the reboot films. For the impulse engine, we have this orange and yellow pattern effect to it. Then we have the blue and white there for the nacelle. Touch of gold shading there also. Now thankfully we don't have to look at the ridiculous Bassard collector effect that this shield has due to the animation effect on this model. As I look down, we're just seeing more of that hull material with the pattern on it. And same there on the underside. And this is the Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield on a KDF aligned character. So we can see quite a few shades of green for the hull material, along with some grey. Got a lovely red effect on the deflector array. I have the red honeycomb there for the impulse engine. Then we've got this dull blue and grey honeycomb effect there on the nacelles. Let's look down again. We can see the various shades of green for the hull material. We have this yellow illumination here as well. You know, we've seen that a bit on the side there also. And with the same here on the underside. Another very popular shield in the game, and this is the Section 31 Vanity Shield. So I've got a dark hull material with some lighter shading there. You see this blue effect, and if I tilt this down a bit more, there's the better view of the effect that we have for the deflector array on this particular shield. A very vibrant red with a honeycomb pattern for the impulse engines. That bright cyan lighting there for the nacelles. Again, those red stripes just standing out quite nicely against the darker hull material. There we can see the two-tone for the hull material there. This stripe effect as well. More of the cyan lighting there on the illuminated circles. More of the striped line effect there on the underside. And again, another couple of the illuminated cyan circles there. Now we come to the Tzenkethi Vanity Shield. So this shield's quite a busy shield. We have this green hull material with this carved pattern effect. We see this grey shading to the hull material as well. Then we have this panel lighting material, and you can see some of them are pulsating. With this nice orange pattern effect to the deflectors there. Then for the impulse engine, we've got the bright white there. We see some of this black shading as well for the hull material. More of that panel lighting with the pulsating effect there. Again there with that panel lighting material pulsating away quite the thing. We have the white there for the nacelle itself. Then we see more of that carved pattern on the hull material. As we look down, again, more of the grey and black shading there, more of the panel lighting, some of this lovely orange lighting there as well. And with the same here on the underside. And the last shield that is currently in the Dilithium store is the Zhat Vash Vanity Shield. So we've got this olive green and sandy hull material, along with some grey shading there. This lovely green illuminated deflector array. The bright red there for the impulse engines. and this very bright green for the nacelles there. And you can see that pattern to the hull material colours there. Always puts me in mind of an army camouflage with these colours. And that concludes our look at the Nobel Class starship. As always, thank you all very much for watching. You'll find in the description I have links there to my social media and Real Merch affiliate code there for 10% off your order. I also have links there to the STO wiki and the main official Star Trek Online news blog. And also a link to Casual Sab's YouTube channel there as well, as he does quite a lot of builds, honest reviews of new content in the game, news roundups, Q&A sessions and live streams. But for now, until the next video or the next live stream, thanks again for watching.